Okay, welcome to the Yummy and Fearless podcast with the Side Chick, where we give our side of the issue. I'm Dark Phoenix.
And I'm Yummy.
We are friends and hosts of the YFP.
And this is a special episode because this episode marks the official launch of the Yummy and Fearless podcast.
Yes.
Boop, 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 boop. If you tuned in previously, then you already know we did the soft launch back in September, which gave you a chance to get to know us in the podcast a little bit. But now you will have a total of 8 episodes to binge and an idea of the type of content you can expect from the Side Chick.
Yes, episodes are released every Sunday. However, in honor of the official launch, we are dropping an additional episode this Wednesday. On Sunday, we are dropping an episode entitled Yummy Topics, the official launch edition. And 3 days later, we will release the instant classic, Love is a Bitch and a Whore.
Oh, and she is. Gotta listen. So part of our mission, though, is to demonstrate, and we aim to build a community around this idea, that we, women of a certain age, we are more than caretakers. We still have desires. We have dreams. We have hopes. We have aspirations. We count. We have value. We fucking matter. And we still matter. We matter.
Yes.
And we've been so honored this week because someone else saw the value in us and that we matter.
How about that?
How about that? The Yummy and Fearless podcast was recently named one of the top 40 feminist podcasts on the web by FeedSpot.
What?
FeedSpot curates and ranks influential and trustworthy podcasts. You can find a link in the description box and a list of feminist top podcasts in the episode description box. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in today. We appreciate it. And if you've ever listened before, sincerely from both of us, thank you so much. And in honor of this being launch week, we ask that you please share this with your friends, share this with your family, share the links, get the word out, get other people to listen. That would mean so much to us. Stay tuned till the end of this episode so that you can find out which side chick is into bisexual men. Enjoy. So today is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun.
We are going to have some fun. We are not doing one topic. We're doing a combination of a whole bunch of just yummy topics together.
I want to start off, if you don't mind. I have an award. I want to start off with this week's Yummy Award.
Oh, wow.
And I also have a Fearless Award. So you can.
Wow.
I have 2 people on my. I'm gonna start with the Fearless Award. This week's Fearless Award. Neither one of them are women, but feel like they don't even need an explanation. But I'll be happy to explain. So in a tie for this week's Fearless Award, the late General Colin Powell
yes,
and Dave Chappelle.
Woo! Oh, yay! Whoop whoop!
Fearless.
Yes, people. Yes, absolutely.
Any reaction to that? Do you have any reaction?
Those are really good selections. General Powell is a tough one for me, has been a tough loss for me this week.
Yes, me too.
I don't know. That just has been hard. I mean, I heard I think John King on CNN described it as he was a treasure.
Yes.
And I feel that way. And our point with this podcast is to be silly, if you guys haven't noticed so far, and to not, be too serious because there's so much seriousness out there in the world as it is. Our intent is just to be, goofy, to share that aspect of us. But General Powell, I think that it is appropriate, give the proper amount of respect for him and his passing and his contributions and him truly, being an American hero. So
yes, and fearless in the face of
absolutely
adversities and trials.
So God bless him and his family and close friends, and I pray for his soul. He rests in peace. And Dave Chappelle, who is
back to our regularly scheduled program.
Back to the jokes. I would definitely say that he's fearless. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know enough about the topic matter that the controversy is in regards to understand it, because I heard the performance and I did not understand what the uproar was about. I didn't understand it. And I'm even open to the fact that maybe I just don't understand what the nuances are.
Very fair, and I want to point that out as well. I will admit that, and this happens in a lot of cases, especially if you have offended party or an offended people who other people just don't understand what's the big hoopla about. But I also saw the special on Netflix, and I think it was very courageous and
Yeah.
fearless, and I
Yeah.
stand by that. But people, listeners, I am open to any opposing views about that.
Now, but what I do think is fair to say though, that even with saying that I'm not as educated on whatever the nuances are and what the issues are, and that I feel more comfortable once I understood those better having an opinion, I do feel though that with there being this big issue, that people just completely skipped over some of the things and points that he made that are not up for as much debate. That he also brought up other societal issues and excellent points, and pointed out things that people tend to overlook in society, as he does with like more of his recent comedy all the time for
Sure.
all of his
Hmm.
specials.
Absolutely.
And none of those things got any press or any analysis at all, which I
Yeah.
thought was like, wow,
I,
how'd you
I
miss
don't
all of that?
understand that. Yeah, but of course, in true Dave Chappelle fashion, he gives zero fucks
Yeah.
because he's like, I'm gonna say it. I said what I said, and I stand by it. And so I think that makes him fearless. He's
Yeah,
not a
that's
woman,
true.
but he does. And this is a spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it. He calls himself a feminist. So even though he's not a woman, I want to give him that fearless award for being a
Yeah.
feminist.
I think he deserves it. And while we're giving him the award, I think we should put out in the universe what we want.
Yeah, I want him to be on the show. We want
Yes.
him to be on the show. Holla at us,
Yes.
Dave.
Holler at us, Dave, and come on here and explain to us your side in a conversational, loving, warm environment, you
That's
know,
right. With the side chicks. I
with the
mean, we have
side
a side.
checks.
It's our side.
Yeah, so I think that this would be a really good platform or, context to have a discussion about your views, because I also wonder what it's like for someone like him who I think to a degree for most of his career he didn't experience any type of animosity like that from the public
You don't think so? Well, until recently, I guess.
until
Yeah.
recently, which is also why this is so shocking, because he was such a beloved across the
Right.
board public figure. So like, so I didn't even know that any of this was the case. And apparently this had been brewing for some time. I'm like, really?
I have some theories on that one.
Okay.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think that, as long as he was shucking and jiving, I mean, he talked about
Okay.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It was easier. It was more
yeah.
palatable, maybe. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
perhaps.
yeah.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Dave Chappelle, come on.
Whoop,
Come on.
whoop.
Chat with your girls.
Be an honorary side chick since you're a feminist.
Right. Since you're a feminist, be about it. Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. So that's what's up. That's cool. I enjoy those. I
Okay.
enjoy those. All right.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to give a shout. It's really briefly my Yummy Awards. In second place is Zahara Jolie Pitt,
Okay.
who, if you don't know, is the 16-year-old daughter of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. And she wore her mother's gown to an event. I think it was for a Marvel event a couple of days
Wow.
ago. Her mother's 2014 gown. So I thought that was kind of cool. Very
Oh,
yummy
that
to me. Very
is.
yummy
That
of
is
her.
so neat. That is so neat.
She's so pretty, and she happens to be a black girl, a little black girl. And then my first place is Zendaya. I just like her, and
I
she's
do
starring
too.
in the long-awaited Dune movie. So I think she gets a Yummy Award because I
She
think she's
is
awesome.
everything. And I have enjoyed seeing her career evolve and seeing her
Yeah,
mature and how she's handled everything. She is a young woman to fashion
she's
yourself afterwards, to
yeah.
me.
To watch her,
To
she's
watch
gonna her. She's adorable and yummy, delectable, I think. So yeah, and so when Yums talks about fashioning yourself after her, yeah, I get it.
I've never seen her hunch the bumper of a car or anything anywhere. I've never, seen her toot her ass up and drop to her
Right.
knees, as an entry into a room or anything or a picture. She doesn't
Right.
use her ass as the best face for her picture or anything, which
Right. She
I
doesn't have a whole lot,
appreciate.
to be fair,
A
but
lot of people don't, but like you know how this goes. That whole phenomenon blows my mind. Like people used to face the camera and smile. Now people put their best face forward, which is their ass.
let me turn around and
Let me put this
yeah,
into the camera, and then
my best angle here.
right. I'll just barely look back at it and looking. I'm just like, oh, I don't. Okay,
Yeah, she's adorable.
she is. I love Zendaya. I love Zendaya.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. Well, those are really good. Those are really,
Thank you.
really good. You and I, over the last roughly 7 weeks, have just transposed our lives
Yes.
and became podcasts.
Have we ever? Yes.
What the hell?
WTF?
What the heck have we? I mean, pure craziness. But if you could give another Fearless award, I think we deserve it.
Hey, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
We're just regular, corny little office workers, we decided
It
to
is in
jump
our
out
name.
here. It is in our name, and it's in our name for a reason.
That's
So
right.
thus far we've published 5 episodes, which is, I feel, a certain amount of accomplishment.
Absolutely. It takes
For
work
that.
and effort. Yeah.
It is a lot of work.
It's worth it though for you guys. It is worth it. All of it is worth it.
It
It's
is.
fun and
It
we hope you
is.
enjoy it.
And you know what? We're just getting started, so we don't have a lot of followers or fans yet, but we do have some, and we're so thankful for them. So like
Yes, we
one
are. Yes.
person I like to give a shout out to, Trixie Lynn for real on Instagram.
Yes, Trixie Land for real.
She's the homie, she be holding us down.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's one person that I just want to give a shout out to and just, let you know we see all of you.
Yes, we
and
do.
we so appreciate it. And we even had another person from a new country, someone from Kenya. Listen
Yes,
to
we
us.
are on the continent.
We're on the continent, Wakanda forever. So we just want to say thank you for that. But it's been so interesting.
Real quick shout out to Alcohol Podcast.
Yes.
At Dirty Hard Money.
Yes.
He goes hard in the paint for us. Thank you so
Yes,
that podcast.
Thank you for remembering him.
And then I wanted to shout out. We don't do shout outs, but I got to do this one. This is our yummy episode. So, and then Mo, who's been a guest of ours for a couple of episodes that you haven't one you haven't heard yet. And then our other
and there's one other podcast, the Dumbass Dudes podcast.
The Dumbass Dude.
Want to give them a shout out. They go hard as well. So all very good podcasts as well. So you check them out if you guys haven't. So they're good as well. So yeah. So we've had, like I said, we published 5 episodes. We've recorded a lot more, but we've published 5. So I kind of wanted to just ask you, what was the most substantial thing about each episode? So the first one was entitled Banging Young Thundercat.
We did it. We said what we said, man.
We said, man. Okay.
We talked about it.
We got your son. That's what that episode was about. I got your son. Okay.
I need that bags or that money.
Right.
We talked about it, man. We talked about it.
We did talk about it. So what's your most memorable part of that episode?
There were so many parts.
Oh yeah.
There were so many parts. Probably about feeling self-conscious in the bedroom with a young
Thundercat. Yeah. The vaginal dryness and the pube hair part.
Right, pube hair.
Yeah, man.
A la Stella.
Right.
Oh
yeah, that part.
What about for you?
I think it was the lines on the butt. That was the part for me where I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. And because like I didn't say it, but like you were like lines on the butt, and I was thinking, is she talking about a butt crack? But she's saying plural, and you only have one butt crack, so it's not a butt crack.
I cannot think of the
Lines.
name of it. I'm like, the lines.
Oh, stretch marks. Oh,
Like
those.
like Cat Williams said, it's like a tiger.
Like right ground. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So our second episode was, and this says more about y'all than it does about us, by the way.
Oh,
This is
yes.
by far our most popular episode, which I just don't even understand because we barely published it. The episode is entitled Peen, GOP
Yeah.
hoodies and hips. When I say this episode is popular,
What's wrong with y'all?
what is your problem?
Y'all like that shit. What is up with y'all?
What is your problem? Why?
No, I ain't mad. I ain't mad. It was interesting.
It was interesting. But like this episode also, when we first started like doing research on podcasts, and they were like, looking at like the different titles that women do, and it's about supporting women and entrepreneurship and stuff. And then I'm looking and I'm like, oh my gosh, all we're talking about is dick.
Peen, yeah, and you're drawing. Remember your. Y'all have to listen, please. If you get a chance, just listen. Yums talks about her artwork.
My artwork
Early on, so.
My artwork.
While other podcasters are talking about important things,
supporting women and your feelings and spirituality, and we're talking about gray pubic hair and drawing dick. I'm like, okay.
So there's that.
Then there's that part. Okay, so and then our third episode, Side Pieces and Sneaky Links.
Side pieces.
Which is about cheating. Was there anything?
Talked about Will and Jada.
Yeah, we talked about Will and Jada.
We didn't talk about Dwayne Wade though, which I really wish.
Oh, that's
having a whole ass kid on his wife,
bringing a human being in.
But just some different thoughts about what it means to different people.
Yeah, that's right. So if your partner brought in a baby, do you think you could keep it going?
Yeah, why not?
Wow.
Why the hell not? The more the merrier.
Wow.
Somebody else to do some dishes.
Wow.
No, I'm just teasing.
Like, what the heck? You know what? Like, what's the difference if you can accept him cheating? Because, like, really, the kid is just a kid. And
the kid had nothing to do with it.
Right, it has nothing to do with it. And I believe that people get here how they're going to get here. So
say more about that.
I feel like people have their destiny.
Oh, okay.
Kids have their destiny. It's misplaced energy to like focus on the kid. The issue was your partner was inserting his penis other places, whether a child came out of it or not. It's the behavior.
Yeah.
Because had he not been participating in that behavior, it wouldn't have happened. But I've just seen people who make the child the visual of it or the representation of it. And it's like, the child is a child.
Yeah, had nothing to do with
nothing to do. Right.
Consenting adults did.
Right. The problem is your man.
If you want to make it. If you want to make it a problem.
If you choose to make it a problem.
But I don't think it has to be a problem. I mean, well, I know this is an unpopular opinion. I know, but I think, it's all perspective.
Yeah, it's perspective. But I just think that it's a terrible thing to put on an innocent being.
For sure.
Where, I've seen women where they'll prevent or prohibit, they'll stay with the man, but they'll prohibit the child from ever coming to the home.
Yeah, that's whack.
And it's kind of like, it's like you either with it or you're not. And if you're going to stick with that person, then to me, that's a child of God.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
So you need to treat that being as such. It's not that child's fault that he has some slutty parents.
And that's right. And no more than people who are born into fortunate circumstances.
Right.
Deserve any accolades or special recognition. Simply being born.
For being born. So it's like, if that truly affects you to that degree, then get out of that relationship. Yeah. But if you choose to stay in it, then you need to act like an adult And that child should never feel less than,
Amen.
should not be a part of. Because I've heard of women that prohibit the father from having anything to do with the child if they want to.
Boo, shame on you.
That's pure ignorance to me. So that's the
Shame
part
on
where
you.
I'm like, you lose me when you get into all of that. So, okay, so episode 4, Black Men Abroad, Real Love.
That was a good one. That was enlightening. So our guest, another friend of the show, Mo, was our guest, and that was enlightening. I mean, he told us some things. He told us some things that we didn't agree with.
He did. I think that was our
You almost got into a fist fight with him too.
Yeah, I I was accused of being aggressive.
Throw some blows.
Yeah, but this was the episode where an adult man told me, or he confirmed that the eyelashes and wigs that Black women wear are a deterrent, and I just couldn't take it, and I
she said enough is enough. She was like, "Hey,
I handled it."
She handled it.
I handled it. All right.
Hey, anybody else want some? Come on.
You're not gonna do mama like that. You're not. No.
Eyelashes and wigs, be damn.
Be damn. No, I'm not. You're not playing with me. In our most recent episode, which we just released a couple days ago, episode 5, Mitt Romney, beers and old lady shit.
Old lady shit,
which is my life.
Hey, I'm telling you,
life, old lady shit.
Every time I think about it, I'm like, Lord, it's funny, but it's not because it's real life. Oh, readers and
tweeters. Okay, so I kind of have a rebuttal of sorts from something I said in that episode.
Okay.
All right. So I made a comment. Well, I sort of lost it because I kept on getting notifications across my screen from what I knew to be prostitution solicitation. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the background that I did not share, and what I didn't realize until after I had my breakdown, this is more old lady shit, is that you can block. But because I'm an old lady, I didn't know that. And what I've been doing for the last month and a half, because prior to us having a podcast, I had zero interaction with social media. So I didn't know this. So
confessions.
I didn't know that, like, when you get on social media, weird people DM you. I was interacting with people in very kind and supportive ways, even though it would be like crazy stuff, So this by the time I lost it with this young lady in her lubricated vagina that day, this had been me like a old lady shit, interacting with people like, well, no, that's not something I'm into, but have you seen the podcast? I'm putting links in DM messages, and I'm like, I'm not interested in that type of thing, but we post weekly, So I've been going, not realizing that you don't interact.
Thank you.
Thank you, but
thank you kindly. I'm gonna have to decline that, but
however, but like an old lady, not wanting to be rude, not realizing that I'm not a person to them. I'm a mark. I'm a potential mark, and that I'm not being rude because they don't know me and I don't know them, that this is a numbers game, and that by me having a dialogue, I've encouraged them and let them know that I'm open, and that by me going back and forth, because it starts out kind of basic, most of them. How are you? I'm great. What kind of day are you having? Oh, I'm having I had been going back and forth with randoms on social media and DMs, having what would start out as pleasant conversations.
So what do we learn? What do we learn as old ladies?
Oh my God.
I need to know. We're completely new to this, so.
Okay. After I completely lost it, which just happened to be during the last episode, when I was like, I'm going to hurt this woman who's trying to entice me with her bosom and shit. I'm going to hurt her. What I learned was that there's a block option.
Okay. So we learned that there's a block option. Everybody take note, please.
Don't do what I did, y'all. Don't do what I did.
Hashtag old lady shit.
Old lady shit.
What do you expect? What do you people expect from us? Come on.
It's too much for me. It's way too much for me. All right, and then episode 6, which was entitled "What Dark Phoenix."
Perfect kitty. Perfect kitty.
Perfect kitty. We had a special guest.
Yeah, you guys. It was interesting because we got a take on from the it was kind of the answer to our episode 2, which was about peen. Him, talking about what it takes to have good, what.
Yes. Yes. So EB, self-proclaimed expert on the vag.
Yeah, what man isn't?
Right. What man isn't? Let him tell it.
Right.
Was kind enough to come and chat with us. Was there anything that stood out to you about that episode? Or
I
what was the most memorable part of it for you?
I think that just I guess I went into that episode thinking that there was like this prescribed a list of things that you have good kitty, you need to be able to do this, this, and this. But he basically was very vague about it and basically said he basically narrowed it down to the energy between two people.
Yes. It was almost like something that I would think a woman would say.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a little shocked by that. But he does go into detail about, some of the other aspects of what it takes to have good kitty. But
Yeah.
you have to tune in to find out what he said.
Yeah, you do. It's interesting though. What it also revealed to me, and is a good reminder, is that there's a lot of diversity amongst men. Okay, so you can't like think all men are the same, because he proves that
True.
they really aren't. He really, to me, had some somewhat unorthodox views. So
Yeah, I have to agree.
so that was a good episode. So another debate I had today with someone, because I'm always pushing the envelope of culture, and I love to challenge men in their, their
Hell
little,
yeah. Hell yeah.
all their little ideals of what a threesome is.
Oh, okay. What's the debate about that? It's 3, right?
It's 3. A threesome, and for the record, the definition of a threesome is a sexual encounter involving 3 people. But the kind gentleman that I was having the debate with today says that a threesome only applies, that definition only refers to 2 women and 1 man.
No.
That if it is 2 men and 1 woman, that is a train. That if it is, so I said, what about 3 men? Then that's gay sex. What if it's 3 women? Then that's lesbian sex.
Okay.
I said, you are sexist.
That is very sexist.
Self-serving. A threesome is 3 people having sex.
Period. Point blank. Wait, I take issue with the whole it's a train.
I do too.
That has all kinds of connotations, negative and really icky connotations.
Yes.
Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. And so I told him, I said, I am willing to offer a man a threesome, but I would like to bring another man, and I want him to blow your back out. I want him to bust your asshole wide open. Because men are always around here talking about these threesomes, and I would like to give you one. But I want your asshole bust straight the fuck open.
I'm going to give you what you pay for, man.
I'm going to give you, that ain't no threesome. Yes, it is. That's 3 people.
You asked for it.
You asked for it. I'm going to bring the type of man who will come in there and blow your butthole wide open. That ain't no threesome. That's 3 people having sex. That ain't it. That is it. But y'all walk around here always talking about threesomes constantly.
That is so sexist.
I want to give you a fucking threesome. I'm so sick of them. And they damn threesomes request.
And I don't even get it. I don't even get why it is. Why
don't either.
Does that appeal to you guys?
They don't either. Most of them can't successfully pull off a twosome. And have the fucking audacity to be walking around here talking about they need a threesome.
Because they want the performance. That's what it is. They want the performance.
They want the performance.
They don't want to perform. They want the performance.
They want the performance. But one more time, you're mixing in fee-based transactional behavior with free shit. That ain't how it works.
Not in real life. I don't know. I don't know. What do we? I heard that they're a lot more common though.
That's because people don't think. People are not thinking, and they're not challenged. Think about it. Men ain't got no better in bed than they used to be. And you letting this motherfucker bring another woman in there? He barely can handle you.
Like, can you before we promote you to,
To another woman? How you gonna do that? How
like you got to pass the kindergarten before we get you to the PhD. Come on.
it is funny you should say that, because what I told my friend when we were debating this, I said, you sound like the highest grade you completed was a second grade. That makes no sense. None of this makes no sense. And so you're trying to tell me that everybody, I'm sorry, boys and girls, but most men are not phenomenal in bed. Most men are not phenomenal in bed.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault.
I don't even know whose fault it is, but I know it's true. I know it's true that most men, if you gave them $200, I'd be like, go ahead and make her get an internal orgasm. They'd be like, I wouldn't know where to start. And so now they're pushing this whole narrative. They need two women constantly.
That's shameful, guys. That's shameful.
Get out of here. Which is exactly why I'm like, you need a threesome. I'm gonna find you one. I'm gonna find you that dude, and I want him to blow your asshole wide open. That'll learn you. So over it. So fucking over it. I'm so the nerve. The nerve. And women going for this shit.
Stop it, ladies. Please.
I would be like, you know what? When I give you a gold star, I would get a chart. You know them charts they have in kindergarten for the kids when they successfully take care of different tasks. When you complete different tasks, I will put stars up here. And when you complete all of them, we'll consider it.
That's right. When you get to you got to get at least, how many gold stars do they have?
Shit, 10. At least 10.
10 gold stars, and then you can move to the next level.
And then we'll discuss it. But just by the fact that you were born with some testicles ain't enough.
Maybe you have to put it in gaming terms. Like you get past this level, go to the next level type of thing. They don't understand.
Well, normally one of my tools that I use for getting through to men with topics, but because of this topic matter, I didn't do it, is I compare everything to like an erect or a soft penis. And normally, no matter what I'm trying to explain, they'll get it.
They get that part.
They'll be like, oh, I'd be like, yeah, kind of like when you're trying to get hard. And then like something, like you think of something and then it goes down. That's what it's like. They'd be like, oh, I'd be like, I know.
See,
I know.
They get it. They get it finally.
Get it. You get it. I know. But I was like, I'm going to do it this time.
I don't understand I don't understand why y'all are into that type of. I agree with Yums here. You have a lot of nerve, man.
They don't know.
There you have it.
And I ain't even going to charge you for that information. Thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, review, subscribe, and share. It helps other listeners find us. And don't forget to follow us at Yummy Fearless on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and even Pinterest, where you'll find additional content from today's show and also our highly curated He Can Get It list. As always, you can listen to the Yummy and Fearless podcast with the Side Chicks on Apple iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, and Spotify. And if no one else has told you today, we love you and thank you so much for listening.